Hey y'all, Chrishinda here. If you have really long, thick hair like me and you still want to wear crochet styles, but struggle with braid patterns and getting your braids flat, this video is for you. This braid pattern stemmed from clips of crochet braid installs from the stylists BeCrochetCreation, NiaNaturalHair, First Lady Beauty Empire, and Marissa Joat on both YouTube and Instagram. I don't like installing my crochet braids on a full head of straight backs, so what drew me to their braid patterns was the fact that they got the crowns of their clients' heads to be so flat, and they did that by pulling the ends of the straight backs from the front half of their head underneath one or two horizontal braids. For the back, they all did something similar but not the exact same. You can do a beehive, side-to-side snake pattern, or even the straight backs where you feed the end of one braid into the braid right next to it. In those video clips that I've seen from the stylist, no one showed their entire braid pattern process, so I'm going to keep experimenting, but the horizontal braids at the crown of the head is the game changer. I put my hair in 3 sections, one for the back half, and then I split the front right where I wanted my main part to be. Start by making a part from side to side, not too wide though, because that will make your braid really thick. And what you want to do at the top of your head is make it flat. If your braid is too thick, it won't be flat. After you part that section off, you're going to braid your hair from one side to the other. This is what you should have so far. Now what I'm doing is parting a section to continue that same braid along the nape of my neck. My next braid is going to do the exact same thing as the first one, it's just going to be going in the opposite direction. So that just means if you started your first braid on the right side of your head and you braided it around to the left side, for the second braid you're going to start on the left and braid it over to the right. This is what I have now, 2 separate braids going in opposite directions. Here I'm parting a section to continue my second braid. So I'm taking the end of my second braid and rounding it out to go to the other side of my head. At this point, I still only have 2 braids. Now let's braid the front half. I'm going to be doing straight parts, but you can also do the zigzag parts we learned from Beauty Can Braid or the individual illusion boxes. All I'm doing for the front half is braiding it straight back, stopping the cornrow when I get to the first horizontal braid, and then plaiting the rest of that section to the ends. You don't have to braid it all the way to the end, but I wanted to cut down on the bulk. One thing I do to get my braids to be about the same size is I use my fingers as a guide, and this time I use 2 fingers. Now I'm done with the front half, and this is what I have so far. I have 12 braids in the front. So right now I have the straight backs in the front of my head and then the 2 horizontal braids in the back. The next step is the most important, and it's going to be how you get the top or the crown of your head to be flat. To make sure that the braids are straight when I pull them underneath the horizontal braids, I lined the latch hook up with my braid, pulled my hand back, and then I inserted the latch hook under my braids, under the horizontal ones, going towards my face, I hooked my hair on, closed the latch, and then I pulled that braid under the 2 horizontal ones. And then I did that for all of the rest of the front braids. If you don't line the latch hook up with the braid that you are about to pull underneath the horizontal ones, it will be crooked and you can't move it around because it's underneath something. So far, I have the 2 horizontal braids on the back half, the straight backs on the front, and I've pulled the ends of the front braids under the 2 horizontal ones. This is going to be the start to a new braid, but you can continue that second horizontal braid if you like. After you get that part sectioned off, you're going to take a few of the ends of the straight backs and add them into this new braid. You know how I said you can continue the second horizontal braid, which has the tail end on the left? All you would do is just unbraid it until you get to your scalp, and then you continue cornrowing as usual around the rest of this part. The slimmer the sections you make, the less bulky your braids will be, but even the stylist braids can be really bulky or thick. They just know how to conceal it really well. This is what I have so far, but next time I would make this braid that I just did a little bit closer to that second horizontal braid by just adjusting my hand placement as I'm braiding. Since I didn't add all the ends of the front braids into the last braid I just did in the back, I'm going to pull the ends of the remaining front braids under that one with the latch hook. Let's continue the beehive. Since I ended on the bottom right, I'm parting from right to left, and then I'm going to continue up and over like a rainbow. And then I'm just continuing my braid for that entire section that I just parted out. The back half is really just experimenting until you find the perfect braid pattern for you. As long as you are adding the ends of the front braids into the braids in the back, you should be good. So you can do the beehive like I did, a side to side snake pattern, or the straight backs where you add the end of one braid into the new braid right next to it. And another thing, for the 2 horizontal braids, you don't even have to round those out to the nape of your neck if you don't want to. This is my last section. I'm going to unbraid that last braid just until I get to my scalp, and then braid to the opposite side of my head all the way to the ends, and then you're almost done. I'm finished with the braid pattern, but before I tuck away those last 3 ends, I'm going to grease my scalp. This is the last step, tucking away those ends. All you're going to do is pull the end of one of the loose braids under a cornrow with the latch hook to secure it, and then continue to weave the rest of the end through the cornrow. Here is the finished braid pattern. It is flat, considering the length and thickness of my hair. It will work with loose, curly, or straight crochet hair, or the pre-looped, pre-twisted, and pre-braided crochet hair. You can do your locks, passion twists, spring twists, or box braids. If this video helped you, please share it with someone you know who loves a good crochet style and inside your crochet Facebook groups or forums. Be sure to check out the description box for links to the stylists I mentioned. And I appreciate you all so much for watching this video, and until my next one, bye.